All right, today we're doing something a little different. We're going to crack open a real deal intelligence briefing to look at the kinds of digital threats you're not supposed to see, the stuff that's happening just under the surface every time you click. Let's get into it.
You know these messages, right? You've seen them a million times. Facebook says you're temporarily blocked, or X tells you some extension is messing things up. And yeah, most of the time, it's just a glitch. It's annoying, for sure, but it's not the end of the world.
Okay, but that's the stuff you can see, the little hiccups. What about the threats that are completely invisible, the ones that don't pop up with a warning? I'm talking about the silent, really sophisticated attacks that cybersecurity pros are tracking as we speak.
And that is where something called a threat intelligence report comes into play. Think of it like a weather forecast, but for digital storms. It tells you what's coming. And the specific forecast we're looking at today, it's called the KeysGuard Night Owl Report, hot off the presses from September 23, 2025.
So let's open this thing up. We're going to go through this report and decode the most critical alerts. You know, the red flag, all hands on deck warnings that have security teams everywhere scrambling.
And right off the bat, the first one is huge. It's a flaw that targets the one tool pretty much all of us use every single day to get online. Yeah, our web browser.
So, the scope here is just massive. The report points to a really nasty vulnerability, and don't worry about the technical name. What matters is where it is. It's in something called the V8 engine. Now, this isn't just some random part. It's the absolute core, the engine that runs Chrome, Edge, Brave, and Opera. We're talking about the very heart of the browsers that most of the world uses. So how does this actually work? Well, the report calls it a drive-by attack, and it's scary simple. Step 1, you just visit a malicious website. You might not even know it's malicious. Step 2, the site quietly uses that flaw in the browser's engine. And that's it. An attacker now has a foothold on your computer. You didn't have to click a thing, didn't have to download anything, just visiting the page was enough.
And make no mistake, this is not a small deal. The Night Owl report scores this an 8.0 out of 10. Now, to put that in perspective, anything over a 7 is considered high severity. This is a big, flashing red light. It's so serious, in fact, that CSA, that's the US Cybersecurity Agency, they've actually added it to their official list of known exploited vulnerabilities. That's a big deal.
Okay, so that browser bug, that's just how they get in the door. The next critical threat in the report shows what happens next, what the attackers can do once they're inside a corporate network. And this one isn't about just one computer. It's about hijacking an entire company's worth of phones and tablets.
The target is this software called EPMM. Now, that's just the system companies use to manage all their mobile devices. And the report has this perfect line to explain the risk. It says, treat on-prem EPMM like a domain controller for mobile. What does that mean? It means if an attacker gets control of this one system, it's like they've been handed the master key to literally every phone and tablet in the entire organization. Game over.
And get this, the report lays out the attacker's entire playbook, step by step. They break in by targeting the part of the app that faces the public internet. Then they hide from security by disguising their tools in compressed files. And to make sure they can always get back in, they install a secret web server. It's a really methodical, planned-out corporate takeover.
So what's the score for this one? It's even higher, an 8.8 out of 10 for any system that hasn't been patched. We are now officially in critical territory. I mean, that just goes to show you how incredibly dangerous this is for any business that's dragging its feet on updates.
All right, that's enough doom and gloom. We've seen the threats, and yeah, they're serious. But here's the thing about a good intel report. It doesn't just tell you what's wrong, it tells you how to fix it. So now let's flip the script and look at the defender's playbook, how the good guys are supposed to fight back.
One of the biggest defensive moves is something called identity hardening. So picture this. A vulnerable system is like a building with a bunch of old unlocked doors from the 90s. It lets people in using outdated methods with really loose rules. A hardened system, on the other hand, goes around and bricks up all those old doorways. It's really all about finding and sealing off those forgotten backdoors into the network. And then, of course, you have the most direct action, patching. Just install the updates. The report is super clear on the top 3 priorities. First, get those Chromium browsers, your Chromes, your Edges, updated. Second, patch those Ivanti EPMM systems to stop that corporate hijack in its tracks. And third, install the latest Microsoft security updates. It's a simple, non-negotiable checklist.
But you know, patching is what you do after a problem is found. It's reactive.
The report also talks about being proactive, getting ahead of the problem. For browsers, this means companies can actually enforce security settings across the board. Things like site isolation, which basically builds walls between websites so they can't spy on each other, or using a really strict list of approved extensions. You're not just locking the front door, you're adding extra deadbolts before the burglar even shows up. Okay, so we've looked at the nitty-gritty details, the specific bugs, the specific fixes, but what's the big picture takeaway here? If we zoom out from this one night-hour report, what does it tell us about the state of cybersecurity right now?
And this is it. This is the key trend the report is screaming about. The bad guys aren't using just one trick anymore. They're chaining their attacks together. They'll use that browser exploit to get their initial foothold, and then they'll immediately look for a weak spot in the company's login system to get more power. It's this 1-2 punch that is just brutally effective.
And all of this really leads to one final big question. This report, this whole situation, it just highlights this analyst battle, right? We find bugs in our code, we patch them. Attackers find new ways to exploit the code or to exploit us, the humans using it. So in this never-ending game of cat and mouse, what's actually our greatest weapon? Is it writing better code, or is it just being more vigilant? Something to chew on. Thanks for digging into this with me.